Hey peoples, and welcome back to Phrozen Gaming. Here we are with another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. So yeah, we're going to find out how our poem does. I've decided that I'll be showing Yuri my poem first. So let's go. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Booyah! What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do it. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. No, imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri found her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you a valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber below. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. Blue-green hue? Okay. I bathe. Calms... What? I bathe, full stop. Calms breathing air. Oh, it's a comma. Calm breathing air. Was that a semicolon? I can't tell. Calm breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Click outside poem area to continue. Okay. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. No, I just couldn't tell if your thing after calm was a comma, an S, or a semicolon. Could have been an S with an apostrophe. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took a long time to read. That. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah? That's a relief. Also, I liked your poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easier to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Oh, that's me, wrong person. Are you into ghost theory? What is that? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Phrozen. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Oh, yeah, I didn't see any point of ghosts in there. I don't know, I might have been reading it too literal. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Did you say poets or poems? I don't know. Damn it. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. Is she talking about the present? That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Well, I'd imagine you would if you just come into literature and you're going up with people that already do literature. Anyways. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Phrozen. Why is she doing her best for me? Me too. Okay, who should I show my poem to next? Oh, say Sayori. This is a good poem, Phrozen. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet. But that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Phrozen. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright. I'm going to hold you to that, then.
Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissed my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
Where'd that boy go? You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thank you for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Let's go to Natsuki before we take it to the master, I guess.
Phrozen, are you not going to take this club seriously? Bleh. If you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What sort of voice is that? I don't know. What? Harsh.
What? You expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Ding dong! Painful to think about.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Gee.
Well.
Oh, well, each to their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb. Why did the music change when I look at her story, huh? Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, Owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Yeah, I told you weren't going to like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even try to take my writing seriously.
But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves?
Oh, an inch. Sorry, my cat has come to see what's happening. Hey? Express them.
If you pick up it, it's purring. I doubt it. I don't think the microphone's that good. Alright, just show that part. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, don't attack my microphone. Hey.
I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose.
Okay, I guess that's her style.
It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did? I guess more went into that than I realized.
That's what I mean to. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who should I show my poem to next? Only one person left, Monica. Especially Monica. No, and of course Monica.
Hi, Phrozen. Having a good time so far?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't you boy. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like any like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? No, don't hit my microphone.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. And then in that pose again. I've never met someone who has to go in a pose to laugh.
Don't worry, Phrozen. We're a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Mm-hmm. Great job, Phrozen.
Hey, patronizing.
I was going, oh, in my head while reading it.
Okay. I don't know how to take that.
It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something like something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. What's dinky boy?
He's on my shoulder right now. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That's why it always counts when I put in some effort. Straight into that pose again.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Because the words were too direct, I guess. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot.
No, that's me. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ahaha!
Ahaha! Ahaha!
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Oh, he's back.
I see. Well, let's read it then. Not on the keyboard.
Hey, I smell that. Where's that? Did you go out and do that? I hope so. Leave it! Leave it! The music changed again for her writing. Did it change for everyone's writing? I don't know. I think I might have to go check something. Leave it! Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? Protrudes! Jeez. A noisy neighbour? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. Real? Blind? Like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I'm getting scratched at the moment because he's trying to attack the headphone cable and it's on my leg. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Okay, interesting. So what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines.
When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That makes a lot of sense. That'll definitely avoid writer's block. If you just keep writing what you're thinking, where you want the story to go as your draft sort of thing, and then go through and then manipulate the story to better fit all of the things you wanted your story to contain. I guess it's a good point. I like it. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Man, you must have a bad pen. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is the literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki, and my cat is attacking my microphone. What are you doing, cheeky boy? No, leave it. Leave it. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Phrozen did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Phrozen liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh! I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh?
That's not what I meant. You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous of that Phrozen appreciated my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cute, cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Phrozen started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Phrozen? She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Phrozen. Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Phrozen?
Well? Why is it being thrown at me? Anyway, that's where I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to actually go to bed now. It is now 5:15 in the morning. Fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and until I see you guys next time, thank you so much for watching, and stay frosty.